Welcome back to my channel, Classic Volkswagen Lovers. This is Junior with Classic VW Bug and Sonny the Super Beetle. Today my goal is to close my engine case. A couple things I want to check before I do that is to ensure that I don't forget to install these rubber seals that slide over the top of the engine case studs. Right now I have already installed them. I just wanted to make sure I mentioned it. So mine are already installed. When you get your complete gasket set, you want to get these out of your package. There's half a dozen of them, and you want to soak them a little bit in oil before you slide them over your stud. You will also need some permatex used to apply a very thin film over the flange here, so that when you put the other half of your engine case, you can glue them together. Tools that you will need for today's job: you're going to need a torque wrench, a 13mm socket, and a 17mm socket. You will also need to get your 2 gaskets for your oil pump, and you need your oil pump. So our goal is to take that other half of that engine case right there and slide it over our other half section, which is mounted on our engine stand. Reminder, make sure you install your other half of your number 2 main bearing for your crankshaft. Make sure you don't forget to put your bearings for your cam follower along with your lifters. You got 4 lifters that are in here, and you want to make sure you get yourself a coat hanger and cut yourself a couple of pieces of wire and make a little clip like that so you can hold your lifters in place, so that when you're attempting to slide this piece here over your engine, they don't drop. So I'm going to grab this permatex here, and I'm going to apply a bead of permatex along this flange here to create my gasket. I'm only applying a very thin film. The next step is to go ahead and slide the other half of your engine case over. Let's put that back in there. Just make sure you don't forget to do that. So now I'm going to slide this. Then we take our 17-inch washers and we put them on. You don't want to put these nuts over it. You can put another bit of permatex on top like so, and put that nut there. The next step is to make sure that we go ahead and install all of these 13mm nuts, and we're going to apply some permatex. So we're going to put the washer with some permatex as well as the 13mm washers, and then we're going to torque 25 pounds. What we have left now to do is to go ahead and install our oil pump before we get all excited about torquing these 17-inch and 13mm bolts. So what you want to do, you want to make sure you get this gasket from your gasket set, put it back in there, get your oil pump, and put your oil pump in there before you start. You want to make sure you install this pump in this manner. After you put the gasket on, put your oil pump in there. Make sure you press on. That went easy. If you happen to be installing it and you feel like there's a little tiny resistance, that's okay. You can always tap it with a rubber hammer or a plastic hammer. But you want to make sure you put that gasket in there. Then you also want to make sure you fish into your gasket set and find the second gasket that goes with that right there. Next, you want to make sure you put your make sure it's engaged in the camshaft. And then you want to put this one back in there. Okay. Once you have completed that, tighten the nuts. And one thing that I want to mention about the nuts on that cover plate that goes with the is don't go too crazy about over torquing them. Then the rest is a matter of just double checking everything again. So our goal is to torque the 17 millimeters and the 13 millimeters to 25 pounds. I'm going to start torquing them at 14 pounds. It looks like it reached 14 pounds. That did too. To 14 pounds. So I usually start by torquing them in a cross pattern. Torque them in a cross pattern. So a little bit more here. To get a wrench. Hold this one here. We went ahead and torqued all of the bolts to the proper spot. Today I closed my engine case. What I have to do left for today is to install my oil cooler. My oil cooler is the 1600 offset type, and it requires 4 seals. Or I should say one here and one here, that's 2, and then the 2 that goes into the engine case. So prior to recording the video, I went ahead and installed them, but it's an easy process. All you have to do is break these loose here, put the seals in there, and just put it back together. But I'm going to go ahead and torque this to 5 pounds, and I'm going to call it a day until tomorrow. 13 millimeter, yep, 13 millimeter socket. pounds. Pounds. That looks like a nice fit, and it's tight, so I'm very happy with that. I'm gonna leave it right now as is. I will double check with my library to make sure that I am torquing that to the proper spec. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cover this with some plastic pad. I want to make sure that nothing goes in. So there you have it. Until next time, Junior out.